Be prepared. What's about to happen on April 5th isn't just another moon phase. It's a cosmic gateway that's about to crack open. The first quarter moon in Cancer isn't just illuminating the night sky. It's illuminating everything that's been hiding in your emotional depths, creating a portal between your conscious mind and what lies beneath the surface. This isn't just astrology. This is an energetic opening, a moment when the veil thins and your intuition speaks louder than it has in months. And what's happening now is directly connected to the seeds you planted during the March 29th eclipse, whether you realized you were planting them or not. But here's the thing. There's one specific energy pattern during this first quarter moon that almost nobody's talking about. And if you miss it, you could find yourself stuck in old cycles for months to come. I'll reveal exactly what it is later in this video, so make sure you stick around. Because before we get to that, there's something way more urgent you need to understand. Most people see the first quarter moon as just half a moon in the sky. What they don't realize is that this half-illuminated eye is actively scanning your life, revealing the first obstacles on your new path forward. In the sign of Cancer, this moon is directly targeting your emotional foundation, your sense of safety, and everything you call home. This is no ordinary lunar phase. This is a crisis point, a moment of truth where the universe asks, how badly do you want what you're pursuing? And are you willing to face what's standing in your way? The energy of this first quarter moon is already starting to build. Some of you can already feel it. That strange restlessness, that feeling that something is about to shift. And you're right, because what's coming isn't just a change in the sky. It's a change in your entire reality. The first quarter moon reveals your emotional blind spots. Something is hiding in your emotional landscape. And on April 5th, it's going to be impossible to ignore. That feeling you've been pushing down, that voice you've been silencing, that truth you've been avoiding, the first quarter moon in Cancer is about to shine a spotlight directly on it. This isn't just about feelings surfacing. This is about emotional blind spots being revealed. The places where you've been lying to yourself, the boundaries you've been letting others cross, the needs you've been neglecting. All of it is about to become painfully clear. Cancer energy doesn't just nudge, it floods. And when the moon reaches its first quarter phase in this water sign, it's like a dam breaking in your emotional body. Suddenly, you can't pretend anymore. You can't hide from yourself. The truth rises to the surface, demanding to be acknowledged. And here's what makes this even more intense. This isn't random emotion. This is targeted revelation. The universe is specifically showing you the emotional patterns that are blocking your progress since the eclipse, the fears that are holding you back, the attachments that are keeping you stuck, the false sense of security that's preventing your growth. For some, this will feel like an emotional tsunami, overwhelming, disorienting, impossible to ignore. For others, it will come as a quiet but persistent knowing, a truth that keeps whispering until you finally listen. Either way, what's revealed now isn't meant to hurt you, it's meant to heal you. But first, you have to see it clearly. And as this moon illuminates your blind spots, something else begins to happen, something even stranger. You'll experience time differently, and that's the sign. The clock hasn't changed, but something about time feels different. In the days leading up to this first quarter moon, you might notice something odd happening with your perception of time. Minutes stretching into what feels like hours, hours collapsing into moments. A strange sensation that time itself is bending around you. This isn't your imagination. This isn't stress. This is the fabric of reality responding to the portal that's opening. When the moon reaches exactly halfway between new and full, it creates a fold in time, a moment when past, present, and future briefly overlap. You might find yourself thinking about the past more intensely, revisiting memories that seem random but actually hold crucial clues, old conversations replaying in your mind, dreams that feel like memories you've never lived, deja vu that stops you in your tracks. These aren't coincidences, they're messages. Some people will experience this as time speeding up, projects accelerating, decisions arriving more quickly than expected, synchronicities stacking one after another like dominoes falling in perfect sequence. Others will feel time slowing down, moments of crystal clear awareness, where you can see every detail, every option, every possible outcome of your choices. Pay attention to these temporal shifts. They're not happening to everyone, only to those who are energetically attuned to this lunar gateway. And if you're experiencing them, it means you're being called to step through. Because when time behaves differently, it's creating space for you to make a different choice than you've made before. A chance to break the cycle, to step off the wheel of repetition. And as time bends around you, something else begins emerging from the depths. Something that's been waiting for the perfect moment to surface. Your body will signal what your mind still denies. Your body never lies, and during this first quarter moon, it becomes the messenger of truths your conscious mind isn't ready to accept. Physical sensations will become the language of your deeper knowing. In the days surrounding April 5th, pay close attention to what your body's telling you. That tightness in your chest when thinking about certain decisions, that's not anxiety, that's warning. The sudden lightness you feel when considering a new direction, that's not coincidence, that's confirmation. The inexplicable energy surging through you at unexpected moments, that's not random, that's readiness. Your nervous system is being recalibrated by this lunar energy. Cancer rules the chest, stomach, and emotional centers of the body, and these areas might become especially sensitive now. Pressure in the heart space, digestive intensity, a feeling of vulnerability in your core. These aren't just physical symptoms, they're energetic communications. Some people will experience this as heightened sensitivity, foods tasting different, scents becoming more potent, touch feeling more intense. Others might notice changes in their sleep patterns, vivid dreams, waking at specific hours, sudden bursts of energy in the middle of the night. Your body is trying to get your attention, trying to awaken you to what's really happening beneath the surface. And most importantly, this is when your intuition speaks through sensation rather than thought. That gut feeling isn't just a saying, it's a real phenomenon, and during this first quarter moon, it gets amplified to levels you can't ignore. When your body signals this strongly, it's bypassing all the ways your mind tries to rationalize, all the stories you tell yourself, all the excuses and delays. Your physical form becomes the truth teller, cutting through denial with undeniable sensation. And as your body speaks more clearly, the world around you begins responding in kind. The hidden connection between this moon and the March eclipse. Here's what nobody's telling you. This first quarter moon isn't an isolated event. It's directly energetically linked to the solar eclipse that occurred on March 29th. These two cosmic moments are in conversation with each other, creating an energetic bridge that you're walking across right now. Whatever intentions you set during that eclipse, consciously or unconsciously, are now facing their first real test. The seeds you planted then are pushing through the soil, encountering resistance, demanding your attention. This is the crisis point of that eclipse energy, the moment when your new beginnings face their first real obstacle. And here's where it gets even more specific. The solar eclipse was in Aries, the sign of self-identity and initiation. Now this first quarter moon arrives in Cancer, the sign of emotional foundation, security, and home. This creates a very particular tension between who you're becoming and where you come from, between pushing forward and feeling safe, between individual growth and emotional comfort. This isn't just astrology. This is energetic architecture, a deliberate sequence designed to show you exactly where your past patterns and emotional attachments are blocking your evolution. Because what's coming up now isn't random emotional debris. It's precisely the emotional material you need to process in order to continue on the path you started at the eclipse. For some people, this will manifest as tension between work ambitions and family needs. For others, it's about balancing self-care with caring for others. For many, it's about recognizing where old emotional wounds are limiting your capacity to become who you're meant to be. The universe isn't subtle right now. It's showing you exactly where you need to focus. And if you've been feeling unusually emotional since the eclipse, if certain themes keep repeating, if specific relationships suddenly feel strained, this is why. You're in the gateway between who you were and who you're becoming. And as you navigate this gateway, your dreams take on an entirely new significance. Your dreams become portals to higher understanding. The nights surrounding April 5th aren't for ordinary sleep. Therefore, extraordinary communication. Your dreaming mind becomes a direct channel to higher intelligence during this first quarter moon, especially with Cancer's intuitive waters amplifying the connection. Pay attention to your dreams now, even fragments, even feelings that linger after waking. These aren't just random neural firings. They're messages being delivered while your conscious mind is offline, bypassing your logical defenses and speaking directly to your soul. Some will experience this as prophetic dreams, glimpses of potential futures, warnings about paths to avoid, visions of opportunities approaching. Others will find themselves having unusual conversations in their dreams, with people they know, with strangers who seem oddly familiar, sometimes even with aspects of themselves they've never consciously met. Water imagery becomes especially significant during this Cancer moon. Oceans, rivers, rain, tears. These aren't just dream settings. They're symbolic translations of emotional currents moving through your life. Pay attention to how water appears in your dreams now. Whether it's calm or stormy, clear or murky, flowing freely or blocked, the water is showing you the state of your emotional body. And here's what makes this dream time especially powerful. The barrier between dreams and waking consciousness gets unusually thin. You might find yourself in that hypnagogic state more often. The space between sleeping and waking, where insights flow most freely. Ideas that come in these in-between moments carry special significance for those who meditate or journey. These practices become supercharged during this lunar phase. The veil thins not just between conscious and unconscious, but between dimensions. Information comes through that normally remains hidden. Guides speak more clearly. Your higher self becomes more accessible. But with this increased sensitivity comes vulnerability, and that's why protection becomes essential. Now remember what I said about energy protection. This is critical. Now here's the secret most people miss about first quarter moons. They create openings that work both ways. As your sensitivity increases, as your intuition sharpens, as the veil thins between worlds, you become more susceptible to external energies. And not all of them serve you. During this Cancer first quarter moon, your emotional body is especially permeable. You might find yourself absorbing the feelings of others without realizing it. Suddenly anxious for no apparent reason, inexplicably sad after being around certain people, or carrying a heaviness that doesn't feel like your own. This isn't just empathy, this is energetic absorption, and if you don't maintain strong boundaries now, you could end up carrying emotional baggage that was never yours to hold in the first place. Here's how to protect yourself. First, be extremely selective about who you spend time with during this lunar phase. Some connections will feel nourishing, replenishing your energy. Others will leave you drained, confused, or emotionally off balance. Trust that feeling. It's not just preference, it's protection. Water becomes your ally now. Daily showers or baths, especially with sea salt, help clear your energetic field. Staying hydrated isn't just physical health, it's energetic cleansing, helping emotions flow through rather than stagnate. Your physical space matters more than usual. Your home becomes an energetic extension of yourself during this Cancer moon. Clear it, cleanse it, make it a sanctuary where outside energies can't follow you. Some find that sound, singing bowls, bells, even clapping in corners, helps break up stagnant energy patterns that have been lingering. And most importantly, learn to recognize when an emotion isn't yours. That sudden mood swing, that unexpected irritation, that fear that appears out of nowhere. Pause and ask, is this mine? You might be surprised how often the answer is no. Because here's what's happening. As this portal opens, as this transition point intensifies, collective emotions intensify too. And if you're sensitive, which you likely are if you're drawn to this message, you're feeling all of it. Setting clear energetic boundaries isn't selfish. It's necessary for navigating what comes next. What happens after April 5th will determine your next 6 months. This isn't just another day, it's a cosmic checkpoint. How you respond to the challenges that arise during this first quarter moon will set the trajectory for your journey until the next eclipse cycle. The actions you take now or avoid taking create ripples that extend far beyond this moment. Because here's the truth most people miss. First quarter moons aren't just about facing obstacles. They're about making critical adjustments that determine whether your intentions flourish or falter. The emotional revelations that surface now aren't random. They're precisely what you need to address to keep moving forward. Some will recognize this opportunity and make the necessary shifts. Having the difficult conversation, setting the boundary that's long overdue, releasing the attachment that no longer serves, taking the risk that feels both terrifying and right. These people will look back at April 5th as the day everything changed, the moment they chose alignment over comfort and growth over familiarity. Others will resist what's being revealed, clinging to old patterns, ignoring the emotional signals, choosing short-term comfort over long-term evolution. And for them, the same themes will repeat, growing louder and more insistent until they finally listen. This is especially true for relationships. The first quarter moon in Cancer illuminates the foundations of your connections, showing you exactly where they're solid and where they're built on shifting sand. Some bonds will strengthen through this passage, becoming more authentic as truth surfaces. Others will reveal themselves as misaligned with where you're heading, forcing difficult but necessary decisions. But here's the most important part. This isn't just about external action. It's about internal alignment. The real work happens in your relationship with yourself, in how honestly you're willing to face what's emerging, how courageously you're willing to feel what needs to be felt, how completely you're willing to release what needs to be released. The universe is asking, are you ready to trade the familiar discomfort of old patterns for the unfamiliar freedom of new possibilities? Because that's the choice that defines not just the next 6 months, but the next phase of your journey. If you're still watching, I'd like to thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed the content and want to see more, please consider clicking the subscribe button. Your support is very appreciated. Feel free to share your experiences or thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care and subscribe for more insightful content.